Hey all, this is Gnosis and welcome back to Brotato. But it's not really about a New Dawn update. This is more gonna be a special challenge. Maybe I will turn it down here actually. But the things I usually only turn down is the enemy health and the enemy damage. Sometimes of course the opacity here. Stuff that the tier danger colors I believe is the default, right? Yeah. There's certain all of them is the default there. Because I mean I do have like danger 5 clears, on several things there and stuff that, as you can see. But the clearances course, of course, it says that how many percent it is and stuff that, and I believe right, the highest percentage was what, 67? That's the highest. No, 79% is the highest. And I was doing the generalist. Because 2 melee damage for every ranged damage you have, 1 range 75 2 melee damage. And stuff that, but of course that used has in you basically like 2 melee damage for every range damage you have, and 1 plus range for every melee. So you just want to take melee range, and then it becomes very easy to figure out what like items you want. That has of course not even cleared. Danger 5, that's a Danger 3 run, that's a Danger 4 run, and stuff that. That's 50%, that's 75% there. It makes it difficult to beat them, right? That's not. Is that what the character then? 75% then? Because I forgot what that is comparable to. Is it 70% here? That is what I have completed, like the high on. But I don't remember. I think we should be able to do 75 though, I think. But I'm not 100% certain what 75% will be. I'm gonna test first to see what the 70% here is. I said I forgot what that percentage is. So that drops less from enemies, of course, obviously. Should we do the Explorer? Yes, let's just do the Explorer. Let's just do the Thief Stagger thing with the Explorer. So yeah. So this is 79%, yeah, that's good. But right, that wasn't the maximum clear we got right on the character, because this is the 79%. That is having like, what was it? Was it 70% only that ran with? I think it's double, like 70%. And that gives you the 79%, of course, obviously, so that is my kill. Good. Okay, so attack speed first. Thief Dagger. But then it is specifically that you want. We'll go to the character again. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you start with an armor set. You're 10% fast. You have more pickup range. Map size is bigger. There are more enemies. And there's of course way less material stock from enemies, which you can kind of counteract with harvesting. But then also, of course, enemies are fast and you have way less damage, or not as much, of course, as something like the pacifist guy. And just go aggressively for Thief Stagger. Lifesteal might also actually be good. I mean, that kind of counteracts each other out. No, not take that yet. Just look for the Thief Stagger early on here. Yes, I think. Oh, but I thought you were gonna make a parody. I thought you were gonna make the Brian damage. At least I thought about doing the Brian damage, and then you're taking whatever is the most stupid, like doing like a certain thing where like, oh, you have to build this way, right, for this character to work. But then, for example, imagine, right, if there were a character that, oh, this character like gets way less like armor, like like if you take armor, you gain like way less than normal or whatever, right? Like imagine if that was a thing, and then we instead went with something else. Okay, so. Yes, but that would be way less from consumables. Recycle that. Reroll actually. Ooh, 10% attack speed. Or melee damage, yes, because we are going with melee specifically here. Yeah, let's go with the Gecko, even though that's a bit of a risk. Ooh, baggy though. because that's more material and pick up crates. Okay, that's good. No. No. We can go for monkey later. Want to try and check for more thief daggers there. Because the thing is, of course, getting more trees will also be really useful, and you used to have more trees spawning by default. I forgot exactly how many trees it counts as him like invisible having. He basically has like invisible trees, if that makes sense, right? He has invisible trees, like trees that you cannot see. Of course, on this character, like getting like speed is also like very insanely good. Bad. Right, we should get that because that's more materials used, you know. Recycle. Let's get max health up a little bit. There we go. Bag. Whistle is fine. No. Don't go for another one yet. But that's range damage. But that is also 10% attack speed, but that's also minus 6% damage. Yeah, the luck that early fish hook, man, that's like, I mean, it's not like I mean, yes, the fish hook is good, but it's used like without having like really gotten any curse at all, right? That is like still, you know, a bit of a issue. I feel like, you know. Yes, attack speed is very important on of course on this weapon, but you also want to get crit, of course, obviously, because you know the crit makes it better. Okay. Of course, the important thing is also getting like the hunting trophy early. Oh, there's a get him. Aha! Yo, we got him. Yes, we did. Yes, we did indeed. We did indeed get him. Recycle that. Go 20 XP gain, nice. Let's just get some more damage back. That fish hook bag. Loading their attack. We have 0% dodge though, but let's just get a repulse for now. No. See if like again. Now maybe later. Shackles can be of course insanely good once you have built up a bunch of speed already and stuff like that, because you have how much speed do we have? 8%, okay. Now having a lot of speed is of course very important because of just the whole map size, you know, and stuff like that. Like the map size is absolutely huge and stuff like that, right? And that does things. We need of course also to get like lifesteal eventually and stuff like that, right? Because you know, like we want to have ways to heal better. Consumable heal is -1, which of course, which doesn't mean that the consumable does not heal, right? It just means that you heal like 1 less than normal from the consumable, right? It's maybe it would have been more effective to go for the trees here, maybe, you know. Even though that's 1 less armor, that can be dangerous. That's 6 melee damage though. There was crit chance there. Okay, that's very good actually. I don't think we do that yet, although that's more HP regen though. Okay. We don't have a burn thing, but yeah, that's insanity is pretty good for crit chance. But yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, I'm gambling for a certain thing to appear and stuff that pretty much, you know. That's the thing, you know, right? You know, you might take one thing early and then like trying to be planning ahead and be like, okay, like, you know. But it looks like there is a burning, right? Because it's like what? Yeah, 25% chance, and it's used from regular attacks, right? You can just make any attack burn pretty much, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. Of course, the first burning sausage isn't that good, of course, but once you get like multiplying, once you get enough snakes, then you know they are pretty good. So what's our attack speed, by the way? Our attack speed is 50%, okay. That's not that great, it's not the best thing in the world. Okay, that's 3 now so far. Yo! 5 crates. Speed engineering, yes. Even though that's 3% that's great. Okay, we had food. Yo. Even though that's supposedly... Ooh. We do have minus luck though. Let's take the speed here. Yo. Sausage. Jerky, okay. I think we take that actually. And lock it. And hope that we can curse it. Take luck. Because I don't think we care about elemental damage because... No, that does make the sausage work. Okay, thief tag, okay, good. Harvesting. 5% life steal though. And it's plus 10 enemies. Let's lock in our little mousy friend. Maybe we can deal with that, you know? You know, probably. I think we might need to stay away from them. Yeah, they do a lot of damage actually. I think we got saved by our speed there actually. Not gonna lie, that's probably why we got saved because how much life do we have? Yeah, we have 0 life steal. We need to stop getting life steal kind of at this point, I feel like, you know. Yes. Okay, well there's one more crate there that we will be getting. Okay. Recycle. For crit chance, okay. Nope. 10% attack speed. Do we ban that? Yes, because the blue items do have the crit chance, right? Yes. And the facial which we took. Now let's ban that. Let's take baby elephant though. Yes, because that's still 5% speed that we gain from that, and once we get the structure that I want, if we get it, because obviously let's lock these two. If dagger. Yes. Because I mean, yes, we have 2 fish hooks, but none of them are cursed, so we have a 40% chance to curse something. That would mean that the third fish hook that we would have to get would have to be a cursed one. But we hope that we can get cursed, of course, obviously. I haven't gotten any cursed yet, we have only gotten 2 in cursed there. Okay. Double crate. Yeah, we still have -1 armor though, which is pretty bad, and our HP is pretty low still. But we do have 30 attack speed. Because, you know, I know it's not the best. We need more than that. We need way more than that, I think. It would feel really bad to die. This difficult also as well. One I really want is... Nice, that's just one more. That's just about the barrage of things. Okay. Yo, engineering, yo, harvesting, that's a lot of stats on it, but it's -2 elemental damage. Now that's minus crit. Yes. 100% max HP though. Double curse. Gives us 3 melee damage. 5% attack speed, 16% speed for 36 when you take damage. Okay. 2 HP regeneration, 2 HP regeneration when you pick up the thing. I don't think we can go for decomposing flesh yet. Quarrel is insane though because of the HP regeneration when you stand still, but we don't go for that. 8% enemy speed and you are 3% minus, okay. Oh, that's 2 minus HP generation though. Let's take lemonade though. Let's actually remove toxic sludge. I will not remove riposte. Yeah, that's very good. Although it still feels pretty late for just the blue ones stuff that right. I feel like you could have gotten that way faster. So much curse. We have 8 curse there. But now, since the since the trees now spawn turrets, then that's like okay-ish. Like it's not super good yet because we only have like the but we only have like 7 engineering. But yeah, but the thing is just that due to the fact of him spawning like a lot of trees, then that means that you can get a lot of turrets. And even if the turrets don't deal a lot of damage, right? Like, and you might say that, oh yes, we won't be able to gain as many materials, and that is true, you know, and stuff that, right? But the thing is, if we have a lot of attack speed, it's just that the other turret might be like a distracting thing, you know, if that makes sense. Like, I know that they cannot like kill turrets or anything, but still it just feels like, oh, if they run past the point where there's just a lot of turrets, you know, that or something. And I believe you can still get turrets, right, on the character, I think, right? I'm pretty certain that you can still get like turrets, right? The turrets will still spawn. Okay. Take the alley. Okay. I know that that's a lot, but just to recycle. Harvesting, yes. Armor, yes. Attack speed. Upgrade. Incendiary turret. Baby gecko. Lifesteal. Okay. I mean, they take more speed. Yes, even though we sacrifice like a feet tag. Okay. That would be more elemental damage, and then I wait. We save a little bit of material here. Now, sadly, of course, though, the Pocket Factory will only ever spawn the regular turrets. Like, if there were a way to, for example, to upgrade the Pocket Factory, right? And you could make it so that, for example, you could spawn the Incendiary turret or something like that, you know. I mean, we still don't technically have a real, like, Pyro Block-esque character, right? You know, like, a character that could start with maybe start with a flamethrower specifically, and then start with one flamethrower, one incendiary turret or something like that, right? Maybe you would also need to start like with a burning sausage or whatever, and then like maybe one snake as well, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah. And specifically, you wouldn't be able to use melee weapons, right? Because then you would be able to use like stuff like the Executioner, which would just be insanely overpowered, so that then you would only be limited to like the range burning weapons, you know, and stuff that, which would still allow you to like use like stuff like wands and stuff that, you know. Okay, turret, nice. Harvesting, engineering, ice cube, okay, nice. Ice cube is wife cube? Question mark. If dagger, treasure map, okay, excited in the crate. Damage versus attack speed, 10% more damage, and yes, that would give us a minus 30% damage instead. And we will lose a little bit of attack speed, yes, I think that's what. Do we bang less? No. Just a blindfold. There's rip and tear. They die, but that's minus 5% crit chance though. Coupon. Nice. Okay, so we have two purposes so far. Oh, we can actually use the D-pad to move around. God damn it, man. Of course you can use the D-pad to move around, because then I don't have to worry about whole stick drift. Damn it, man. Like, why can't I figure out that of course you can move around with the D-pad? Of course you can. Like being like a hurdy-dur, like a yeah. Because I hate the analog stick, because with the analog stick there's a chance that the analog stick is going to drift in one direction and make me automatically move in one way. The fact that we got two tardigrades, right? We got two tardigrades used back-to-back double tardigrades. And it just feels like bad, like the game feels sorry for me, like, oh look at this mentally challenged person playing the game, right? And oh, he's gonna completely die to use like the first wave or whatever in the game 5, right? Because he falls asleep when he plays the games. You know. I mean, like the funniest thing is like falling asleep when you're playing like World of Warcraft, and then you're in Stormwind, and then all of a sudden when you wake up, you're fucking in the like the water. Like it's really hard to navigate Stormwind. trying to do that right in the thing. Okay, that will be minus luck. So we are minus luck again, but no, not where the ghost. Lifesteal though. So attack speed, nice. So we get that. Piggy bank, okay. I don't think that's too late for a piggy bank. Oh, more blindfolds. Okay, we put the blindfold on a blindfold so we can blindfold in a blindfold. 10% damage is nice. 2 armor is nice. Speed engineering, yes. Yes. Can we even kill that? I don't know. I mean, let's just... I keep going into stuff, like I keep losing my target, so it's so freaking easy. And then it's just, is this boss wave then? Yeah, it must be, this is the boss. And we do have some lifesteal though. I mean, we do have some lifesteal. Lifesteal is lifesteal, as I said before. And like the D-pad is a bit annoying because it's a bit mushy. Like if you press it like down like very hard, it is very annoying. I mean, I would love to get way more. This is risky to do. Okay, mailing crit. Okay, that is fine. Another mousey. There will be 20% more enemies though, right? And you can present one and R1 here. So we have 1% more enemies, 45. Yeah, because he used. Oh man. 50% chance to get 1% damage, and then he used 10% chance to get S max hit. Okay. Man, will that crit stay though? No. Okay, attack speed though. Luck. Let's get our luck back. Here's Cyclops Worm. Here's Metal Plates. Compass. 7% damage. Okay, we are losing a bit of max life. Yo. Do we know? No, we don't yet. We do this instead. Curse thieves. Why not? Why not? And it's always when I put down the difficulty, that's when I get like the really lucky things. Stuff that like because yes, I can clear like day near 5 and stuff that, but I can do it like with like 79%, right? Then it's usually fine, and stuff that, because yeah, it's like, sure, yeah, sometimes I do like dumb decisions and stuff that, but that's of course because like you try to compare like the amount of playtime I have in Brotato, which is used a little bit over 80 hours, and then compare it to someone that has like over 1,000, right, and stuff that, and then it's like it's like of course, so that at 80 hours you're supposed to know exactly what every single item do in the game, and stuff that, you're supposed to know exactly what stuff to use when you're building and stuff that, stuff that like, because of course the people who are communist bastards, will never understand, like, because they would always be like, oh, everyone knows exactly what I know, that's just how they work, Oh, another tentacle, good. Torture though. Yes. Now we might have bricked the run because of that. Except just fucking get a cursed purple, a cursed one of those, then you combine these, boom, and now you have a red one, which has a 100% chance now to give you a thing, and then you stick that blue one, and then you combine up here, boom, and then you stick a regular one, and then take 6% crit damage there. So now we have 22% positive damage, we have 16 life steal, we have 6 attack speed, we have 47% crit, which is not that much, 2% life steal, blindfold again. I know that this weapon is insane because of the life steal. Life steal is wife steal. But nope. Tentacle. I would love to see, because he scales with both elemental and that. I would like to see him cursed. I would like to see Spicy Sauce cursed. All of those cursed would be absolutely insane. I mean, you might not think that the flesh is good curse, but that depends on the curse thing, of course, obviously. Kill the thick boys. No. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden and his voters. The biggest threat to the planet. No, really. Because it's Israel always. Israel. Because they are dumb and not very smart. Why are there so many correct? That's right, because he spawns way more enemies. And we have like 45% increased enemies, so that is like used so many enemies. I keep forgetting like how dangerous it is to take like the mouse when you're already spawning like shit on more enemies than normal, right? You know, and it's just, you know. That was crazy how close that was. Yes. We have very little luck though. Harvesting. Yes, that got cursed. I've still that. We go. That would be good. That is 6% damage. That's a lot of armor. Even though it's -3 max health. Can we kill that? We can actually. But I'm gonna try and stay away from you. Okay, we can get rid of that guy at least. Okay. That's our stuff. That's our defense there. Oh, stay away from him because he has a lot of projectiles. Oh, we are wave 15. Okay, so this is another boss wave, and then wave 18 is also a boss wave. Like, why is it just boss waves? Why couldn't it be a normal fucking... You fucking piece of... You... Why, you little bird? Why, you little cotton picking? No, what's wrong with picking cotton, man? Come on, man. Come on, you oyster bunnies. Oh, he's the smartest president ever. Yeah, if you're breaking Brian Dance. Yo, though. Yo. Yes. Yes. Less enemies, yes, that will counteract the other thing. But you will still have the positive. No. Attack speed. Mine. Suck it is. Because that's a cursed flamethrower. Which is, of course, but now we need elemental damage then. And we have -2. However, building it does not take super long. We have a decent amount of things. We could like go like this. Like immediately used if we want to. Flaming knuckles, reroll. Do that just because then we still have one cursed one that we can use here. Because maybe the harvesting at this point will just be enough. Because the thing is also that the flamethrower, right, is more crazy, like the more like attack speed you have. And stuff that, right, if you have the flamethrower, right, you know. We do have one scaling thing, so that we do have a cursed, like ice cube. It's pretty decent. But yeah, so we would hope for the lucky. We would have to hope to get like extremely lucky very, very fast. We would hope to basically get like, we would hope to get the frozen heart. Pretty much, we would need to get the frozen heart. We would need to get some other of the elemental weapons or like more flamethrowers, right? Like more flamethrowers would be what I would prefer. You know, we'll use maximum amount of flamethrowers all the time. You know, just get all the flamethrowers. Pretty much. Just get a ton of flamethrowers. Stuff that, then you can get like more flamethrower turrets. Because the thing is, for example, if we ban more blue items, right, then the chances for the incendiary turret to appear becomes high because there are way less like blue items right than there are white items, right? Okay, targeted there, it's very nice, that's very nice. Engineering is nice. I think this works. Get 2 piercing critical hit, okay. Yes, yes. 2 elemental damage. We take this. So that those combine. We take this, we take that. There's the hunting trophy. I would like to take that because that's also black fire, but nope. Purple torch. Those combine. We take these to reroll into higher. We lock that, we lock this. There we go. The next one is going to be the boss wave. Okay, and we're at 2 plus elemental damage, which is not a lot. Plus it's actually fairly low still. We're fucking at 3 targets now. Which is crazy. 3 targets, man. 3 of them. Like, why 3 targets, man? I mean, use that 11 luck also, you know, and stuff like that, because, you know, maybe it's a trick, maybe minus luck just triggers something, so you just get very lucky, and the developers are like, hey, you want to have like a really lucky run, like you just get yourself as much minus luck as possible, and then go positive, and then the game is just like, okay, now it counts as you have like insanely high luck, even though you have low luck or something like that, you know, and maybe that's just something that developers kept taking, and you just told a few couple people or something, but hurt me dirt, you know. Because it's pretty funny, right? Because our luck was always low and stuff that, right? Like we have like negative luck for a really long time and stuff that, and you know. Okay. Oh, bone dice. Okay, great. Compass got cursed. We go for the ghost aim, though dodge is not super high yet. Elemental damage, yes. No. I mean, one minus 1% speed, so that would be like really bad to take. But we take it anyway because that reduces our speed. But we have negative health regeneration now, but it doesn't matter because we have torture, right? Because that gives us 5 HP per second. But why would we take this then? Then it should need to have another effect for it to be worth. But that of course removes one of the uniques out of the way though. We lock those on. Can we deal with the boss? Then which boss is it? Bra, you missed the boss. Oh, you're the not very fun thing at all. You're not very fun. You're not very fun. Ah, but now they never catch me. I mean, we just nerfed our speed by a tremendous amount by taking this fucking stupid ass couch. Why would we take a stupid ass couch? Why would we make things harder? Because we are Brian damage. That's why. We have to do the Brian damage challenge like hurdy dur. Let's take the Estes couch, even though this is gonna fucking screw us completely. And then we're getting this, and we keep like getting like. Also, wait, does that just miss if you just continue on moving? Because I always thought that you were meant to stay still and try and be within the circle. So I'm guessing the hit doesn't register immediately, so you just keep moving. No. 8% dodge, that is -1 armor dog. Okay, this is reroll price. Let's wait for the luck. Engineering is good though, but I think we go for the dodge. Because we do have the ghost. That is crit, that is engineering. That reduces crit chance though. Silver bullet, pearl. Which we cannot afford. Snowball though. 1 element every time you get hit, and that increases elemental damage. Will not go for that. Wait, can we afford any of these? Yes. Let's see if I can ban a pearl. Actually, 1 pearl is enough. Basket K. That might be dangerous to do because now we're in almost last wave. I don't think we went endless either. stuff that, you know, so yeah, you know, that's something. Because maybe we should just try and clear 97% first with all the characters and stuff that, and then like bring it up to like 75% after that. It probably would be 80 something, like 80, maybe 1%, I think. Oh no, it would be way more than that. Increasing it to 75 on each there would be like a lot. I mean, maybe we should have gone for the infinite waves and stuff that right instead. Oh, there's the guy. Okay, that was not a lot of material though. I thought there was going to be way more. How many sausages did we get? We only got... Yeah, we have 3 out of 4 sausages, but we don't have a single sneak. This is a bit crazy though. We do have the snowball, of course, which means that every time we take a good elemental thing, so that would matter a lot. Every time we take a good elemental thing. But the much armor. Only 3 armor though. Yeah, but of course. Oh man. Nah, because the lifesteal doesn't do anything for us now. Luck, lifesteal. Although that doesn't do anything. Why did I take that out? You're trying to remember the things that you can, that you need to take. Reroll. Yes. Yes. Lock. But we can choose to go endless. Let's go endless, see how far we can go here. Because the main problem though during endless is of course that if you kill the boss, the round doesn't end. If you do. I think we might be able to kill the boss, but I'm not gonna take the risk. Well, although maybe that's what we actually need to do. Maybe we should actually try and kill the boss. I mean, what I love to do first is spawn way more turrets, so that we have the turrets on our side to make it easier. But because if we have a shit ton of fucking turrets on our side, and that I feel like that would make the bosses way easier. If you say have a shit ton of turrets on our side. Because there's going to be so many turrets eventually. So that's also a dodge chance. We have 55% chance to dodge. And he is super fucking fast. Now we can actually kill him, I think, actually. I think you're killable now, actually. Yeah, we're fucking melting this dude. Okay, we need to be a little bit careful with healing here. Because I'm pretty certain that the consumable fruits seem to still give us healing, actually. Or maybe we're not. We almost got him. Okay, recycle that. Get that. Get that. Armor. Vigilante ring. Crit chance, less armor, luck. Your jelly, maybe. More respawns, yo. Wait, do we get... It looks like we're getting stat when we reroll. Well, why would... Is that something that's going on? Huh? No. Yeah, that became 5% damage at the end of the wave instead of what, 3%? We're cursing a lot of stuff now. Because we have 71 curse now. So now the question is, how long can we go? So like how long can we go on 79%, you know, and stuff that can but did we take a... Oh, okay, that's still fire, yeah, that's still elemental. We still need a lot more elemental damage in my opinion and stuff that, but yeah. There's still a lot more stuff that we need. So that because our damage is not super good, right? And that's the thing, right? That bosses will only keep getting stronger and stuff that. So if we cannot like defeat bosses like that, it starts becoming a problem eventually, of course, obviously. Because we didn't get any red like boss chests, which is really bad to not be able to do and stuff that's right, you know. Okay, so recycle. Yes, it's a lot of elemental damage. 50% attack speed O instead. These. Attack speed. Leather vest, very good. We lock the fish hook. Or let's not lock that yet. Let's just have it like that. Even though the leather vest is already cursed. But it cannot curse an item twice, right? So the only thing it has a chance to curse there, right, is the other thing. I think. I'm going to go with boss here and hopefully we can actually kill it in time here. Yeah, we lost all of the things there, but I think we have like, how much armor do we have? We have 4 armor. We have 55% dodge chance, also like we're dodging a lot of attacks. And I feel like what, like 5 HP generation? It says like generate 0, but we generate like 5 HP like per second, right? Because that is still not the same as this HP generation here, because that is every 5 seconds. But this is like 5 per second, so that's comparable to a certain amount. Yeah, 5%. 5 per second is still like quite a lot, right? You can still survive with that. Like depending on, of course, how much damage the enemy does. Like what wave you're on currently, of course, obviously. I need to heal up a little bit here. This was way more dangerous I was hoping for. Although we only really need 1 hit here. We need 1 hit, basically, pretty much, or a few hits. Oh, he's dead. Now we just kill this guy. Hopefully in time. Please. Kill. No. We get to kill him. We're going to kill one of them. Okay, 2 armors, 1 engineering, yes. Yes, that's a lot of speed. Yes. There's the Will-O-Wisp. Armor. Attack speed, no. For elemental, yes. Let's just take that. More incendiary turrets, nice. And there's the chainsaw though. Recycle. Recycle, take a fucking chainsaw. Playing brass knuckle, lock some another wing locker padding. Because the chainsaw gains from a lot of things, melee damage, engineering, and then lifesteal. And then its lifesteal is absolutely insane. And of course, the more attack speed you have, like the more insane it gets, and we have like 111 attack speed. The thing is, the Will-O-Wisp will of course be more insane the more black, the more... So maybe we should banish, right, what is it, because both the snake, right, or the scare sausage is a white item, right, and the snake is also a white item, right. Burning sausage is white and the snake is also white item. However, the what do you call it, the Will-O-Wisp is purple. So that should actually mean that we should banish other purples. Kinda. Now if that makes no sense. Of course, banning blues is also very good, of course, because we could get more flame turrets, you know, stuff that is also very powerful. Yeah, I forgot how many bans do we have left. But then it's also like figuring out, like, okay, like what items can we actually ban, like what items are, you know. Lifesteal. 6 dodge. armor. Ingress necklace, and that's also a cursed. So we combine that, boom. We roll. Your cursed clockwork. I mean, this is pretty good. Fair, normally just have it out of the way, but we're actually banning that, boom. Because that's a purple. To banish that. Yes, that's being coming to spot. See if the relic will lock though. Because that's 3 armor as well from that, so yeah. So we ban those. Now we just run around our circle until it's dead. Because now we're actually burning like fairly fast. Like this is like insane. How many target gates did we have, by the way? I think we have quite a lot of them at this point. Yeah, 3 target gates just. Only 3 target gates, but still, you know, like it's like insane. Because we have 15 armor and we do have dodge here. But max is 70%. We did take the ghost, right? Yes. So we have dodge capped at 70% instead. We have 15 armor, which is 50% less damage. Wait, only 50% huh? 15 armor. I mean, half damage reduction is like still very strong. And I wonder if it takes the wave that you're into account. I mean, armor really only helps to a certain level, right? Because eventually, like, the enemy scaling is just gonna be absolutely insane. How fast are we? Speed, yeah, 85 in speed, that's pretty decent, you know, not gonna lie. That's pretty cute. Our guys so fast. Some speed. Hey Matthew, oh, aren't you excited that you finally beat? No, because I beat them before after this difficulty and stuff like that. Oh, of course this got cursed. Yo, 21% dodge we would have gotten from this alone. That's absolutely insane. 7 armor is also pretty damn good. Yeah, that would be good if we wanted range though. Stuff the heavy bullets. I mean, that does not scale with ranged. That could be insane for the future though. Or did we just... Nah, we don't ban it. Nah. We ban this. Snake. Lock. Locked bowler hat because that's just a lot of luck. But do we keep getting faster? Yes. Wait, what is giving us... What is giving us speed? Oh, we got a bunch of speed from that, yeah. What's our elemental damage? Okay, we have 25 elemental damage. How much have you given? We have gained 8 stats from the Will-O-Wisp. So you know that's... We're so freaking fast, man. We're so fast! That's what C said. But that also means that we can die extremely fast also by just running into stuff like a dumb. But I believe also, right, that this is what it's go. Is it here? Yeah, those are the banished ones. So you banished a single common, we banished the elemental damage one actually. We banished 2 blues and 3 purples. So we banished the pearl and we banished the alien eyes, yeah. Because the blues we banished also that we will have an easy time getting wins in the air turret. Let's do that, so it's in that order instead. Now the question is, would the best thing just be to have a bunch of flamethrowers is the question, or how about all the other weapons like kicking ass, and stuff that like that dealt 21,000. This weapon has dealt during the last wave. So this is doing the most. Horse is doing the second most, but that's because that's like a legendary one. And that also spreads it in a very, very specific way at ports, which actually makes it really good. Okay, recycle. Yeah, pearls can still appear even though we have it banned. Max HP. Even though that's less crit. Take damage percent here though. Scar, all hat, sneak, reroll. That's a taser though. Taser is still elemental damage, let's take the taser. Take that, we don't take that skull even though that's... Yes. Yes. How many more bands do we have? We banned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can ban 2 more items, I think. Of course, maybe if we only would have banned purples and that, maybe it would have been really, really good. Because then we would have a way high chance to get will-o-wisps. Banning blue items, right, doesn't that also affect the chance of us to see blue weapons, right? Because I'm pretty certain you cannot ban weapons, right? You can only ban items, right? And still 70% is the maximum on the dodge. Yeah, the ghost is unique, right? The ghost is not. Yeah, the ghost is unique, yeah. The question is though, what's the highest curse you can get on the ghost? Like, is it possible to get like 80% dodge? Which would of course be absolutely insane. But I'm pretty certain, right, that if you have tardigrades, right, you can still dodge, right, and not lose a tardigrade, right? Will the tardigrades always prioritize first, is the question. Okay. That's pretty good for the max health, even though that's less luck. Yes, I don't mind capping the health at 149, I think that's fine. Recycle. Engineering. Spider got cursed. 30. Wait. Lock that. Lock this because that's more structure. So that already got cursed though. I want all of those cursed. We already have all 3. Even though we already have all 3 and we only have 60% chance to curse stuff. Okay. Pretty certain that this is not going to be no problem here to kill spawns. Absolutely no problem at all. Because we're a tanky bomb. I really want to go for other stuff here, but yeah, you know. Please kill. Please. Now we're spawning with more turrets if we kill all of these. Doink, 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 doink. It's armor. 21 armor, okay. 21 armor means we have 58% damage reduction. Nice. Nice. 100% attack speed. Cursed. 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 Well, that's another flaming brass knuckle. Goodbye, chainsaw. Hello, flaming brass knuckle. Funny. You're funny. I mean, it is an absolutely insane item because it's not just that it's plus damage, but it's also plus for like every single different weapon you have. I would take the sunken bell, but that's just ban the sunken bell. I think that's gonna make us successful. Okay, maybe this speed is becoming a problem. You know, it is becoming a slight problem. I mean, it is very, very good to be able to move like insanely fast, but you know, things. I mean, I don't want to live forever. Like, sure, you could use the end run and stuff that, right? And that wouldn't like cause it to count as a fail, right? If you choose end the run right, you know, I'm pretty certain. But I'm pretty certain eventually it's just gonna outscale us because, you know, we're not getting any more Will-O-Wisp, at least not yet, you know, most of that. We're at 51 elemental damage, which is still pretty low at this point. And one more ban, of course, we can use. Of course, imagine right if all of the bans here would have been on purples. So we did ban 4 purples. 4 purples, 2 blues, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah. We have one more ban, of course, we can do, but you know. Nice. Nice. I don't think that does anything, but let's take it anyway. Yeah, that's pretty funny actually. Yo, everything cursed. Actually pretty hilarious. I mean, the character seems pretty bonkers, but then of course we are limited to eating like 5 per second, but our armor of course is gonna be very important. All of the armor only helps for a certain amount of waves, of course, because eventually, like if an enemy hits for 1,000, and yeah, sure, you reduce it by 50%, yeah, like sure, so you take 500 damage, but you're still dead, you know, and stuff like that, because yeah. Now the question is though, what stat can you get, like for example, since we have the thing that locks our health right? Right, if we have the thing that locks our health right, does that mean, for example, that if we get, say, like the candy bag, does that mean that the candy bag cannot give us health? But that it won't waste a stat for that, because that would actually be pretty good. Elemental damage, that's a lot of elemental damage. If I'm knocked back 1% damage, where I knock back have, okay. Yeah, but if from enemies, that increases enemy damage. So, ooh, candle, nice. Recycle that. Correct, yes. You're funny. Let's go with dodge actually. Sweet. Nuclear launcher, leather vest, reroll. Okay, I mean, because the nuclear launcher is still fire, right? It's more than just exploding, right? The nuclear launcher. And also, I mean, I would love to just have used the nuclear launchers, just have a bunch of, like a shit ton of nuclear launchers. That would be pretty hilarious. Because, like, if we lock our HP right, the HP doesn't go down, right, from the amount you locked it at, right? So if I took, like, items that had, like, minus HP on it, right, it wouldn't, like, reduce my HP. Pretty certain. Need to be a little bit careful here. Some other bosses here. Want to kill some of them, maybe not all of them though, because they still do quite a bit of damage here. One of them is almost dead, and we are almost dead. So I'm waiting a bit here to try and heal up here a little bit here. Almost dead. Not so very close actually. Your spider, ooh, engineering XP. Melee damage. Of course you get cursed. Food. Get rid of fireball. Yeah, that's enough. Unless you want more stuff. Just like this. So we can get this, yes. Because that is still with scales via